Before we actually begin to do our retouching inside of Photoshop, it might be a good idea to customize our workspace so that we have the panels visible and accessible, which are most relevant to the task at hand. Now, how you actually customize your workspace is completely up to you. Yet here are a couple of suggestions. You'll notice that currently I'm viewing this in the Essentials workspace. You can see that here. We can make a selection of the different workspaces by simply clicking and dragging this out in order to see them, or if this is collapsed, click on the double arrow icon and you can make a selection of some of the different workspaces. And there's one more way you can make a selection. You can also go to Window and choose Workspace and then choose the workspace that you want here. Well, let's say that what we want to do is start off with this Essentials workspace, but we want to customize it just a little bit. Well, in retouching, we know that we're not going to need this whole panel group here or this tab group. To close it, click on this flyout menu icon and then choose Close Tab Group. It's now gone. Okay, great. Well, we also know that there's one more panel that we're going to need. It's the Info panel. So we'll navigate to our Window pull-down menu and select Info, or we can press the F8 key. Now, when I select this option, we'll see that I have the Info panel, but I also have a couple other panels, the histogram here and also this Navigator panel. Well, let's say that I know in my own workflow I rarely use this Navigator panel. I don't really find it very useful. No big deal. Simply click on the icon, which will open that flyout menu, and we'll choose Close to close that particular panel. Now all we have is histogram and info. Both of those are pretty helpful. Let's go ahead and collapse those, and now we have this new workspace. And actually, what we have here is a modified version of the Essentials workspace. Yet what I want to do is save this out as a new workspace and then reset Essentials. Let me show you what I mean. Well, here we'll go ahead and click on the double arrow icon and choose New Workspace. I'll name this one CO for my initials, -retouching. I want to include keyboard shortcuts and menus, so I click both of those options. Click on Save. All right, well, let's expand this menu here, which allows us to make selections of different workspaces. If I go back to Essentials, you'll notice that Retouching and Essentials are identical. Well, why is that? Well, in Photoshop CS5, your workspaces have built-in memory. In other words, however you last left that workspace, it will remember that and it will keep track of that for you. But let's say that what you actually want to do is reset Essentials back to the way that it originally was. No big deal. Simply click on your double arrow icon here, choose Reset Essentials, and now Essentials is back to normal. And if we want to choose CO Retouching, we can click on that here, or we can make the same selection by going to Window, Workspace, and we'll see our custom workspace listed right there. All right, well, now that we've customized this workspace, I want to go ahead and collapse this little menu. Double click on those double lines there. That will collapse that. And now we have a really nice and simple customized workspace that will help us out as we dig into the topic of retouching.